So, yeah, we'll start with the two of you back at Chad's practice. Him just finishing bandaging himself up.
Yes. I believe, if I remember rightly, was it Audrey? I feel like it was Audrey that I'd named
Yes, doctor?
you know,
And
my,
she's just cleaning off some sewing equipment that she had been using to clean up your wounds.
perfect. Yeah, I can, no, that's, I just, I think probably be, taking it easy for a day or so. I don't think there's any need to rush in first thing in the morning for patients. I don't think I'm going to be up to seeing anyone, but, thank you awfully for this. I'm sure it'll be right as rain in no time.
You're welcome, doctor. Shall I cancel your appointments for tomorrow?
I I think that probably will be best.
All right, I'll take care of that. All right, you rest up now. And she scurries off and picks up the telephone in the next room.
Splendid.
Um, and just for a bit of context, $20 is supposed to be how much in today's money? I just assume like I don't know times 10 or something, but
Conversion rate's about 14 times.
so we're getting paid $500-ish. Sorry, $300-ish per so. Okay. Sorry, Tim. I forgot also roughly where I am. Am I with him? Right. I took him to the hospital place, and I didn't go anywhere else.
Yep.
Hey, Chad. So, I'm no medical professional, but it'll take a while, eh?
I think I might be off my feet for a little bit. Yes,
Like
this was
weeks.
quite full. Well, I mean, Audrey's got quite the healing hand, and I've got a few bits and pieces around the place to help me patch back up. I will see. I think I
Just a
spring
spot
back
of
quick.
whiskey
Don't you
and
worry.
see you in the morning. In a week? A week. Okay. Um, Chatty. No, Willow, go to. No, Willow, go to mommy, okay?
Hello, Willow. Willow can join in with the horror.
Say hi.
Awful.
Anyway, okay, so Chad, here's an issue, right? We are sort of employed. I suppose this will go into personal days.
Uh, I don't know. We never really negotiated that hard mm, with
Yeah, Mister
Mr.
Not.
Knott. With Mr. Knott. Uh, I suppose if we can get him on the telephone or telegram, well, we can. I think these still count. We can read through the books, do a bit of gentle reading, and see what we can
Yeah,
find. I think this still counts. I think this absolutely counts.
exactly. Workers' compensation on account of the injuries being financially ruinous. Of course.
Precisely. You leave me with a few. I mean, I'm not quite as you. You probably want to. Well, no,
Well,
you probably
actually,
don't want
do you
to
want
take
to
those books,
spend
but
some
you
of
can
this
leave me
time?
with a few bits of paper.
Yeah, do you want to spend some of the time? I don't know, maybe we have the Bible and some of the journals.
Yeah, I'll have a little look through. If you find any other newspaper clippings or anything from the library that
Yeah,
they
I'll go tour around a little and
yeah,
well, I mean,
bring
this
me
day
back a few bits and
not for sure,
pieces,
but
seeing
on
what
the
we're doing.
morrow, I'll tour around, and if I run out of ends, I'll come along by and maybe I don't know, do some of the old fashioned research. Um, how about this? I'll come along by and give you a bit of an update. At the end of the day, and that sounds like a good strategy here on out until you're fit as rain.
Absolutely.
boy. Well, dinner calls.
All right.
It's been good working with you, Jed.
Yeah, by this point,
And
it's
I
getting dark outside, brooding with clouds.
Okay. Well, I'm going to continue my medicine, by which I mean the bottle of whiskey. Have some dinner. Try and relax into my recovery, which, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, my evening is just going to be spent having a refreshments and then falling unconscious, I think.
reasonable. That's how I spend my evenings. I'll have dinner and head on back to my humble abode. I don't know. I suppose I'll read a bit of a work of some sort of work of fiction and head on to bed.
All right. Yeah, the night passes fitfully, but you both wake up all right. Chad very sore, covered in bruises and cuts.
Oh, yes. Check a few wounds, do a little bit of dressing, doctory things.
Yeah.
Definitely breaking one or two rules about, don't try and treat yourself, I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure that's the thing. I'm sure doctors are advised not to do medical procedures on their person, but, they all do.
Yeah. Pretty early in the morning, your assistant arrives. Uh, Opens the door, locks it behind her. Morning, doctor.
Good morning, Audrey.
So, I've canceled your appointments for the day. I just pushed them, both of them back 1 week. They weren't too plussed about it.
No, I'm sure. Well, look, if Mrs. Hill gets in touch again, I think her case was slightly urgent, so we might be able to bring her forwards again. I might be up to seeing her, but thank you for pushing them back. Yes, for the time being, I think possibly this dressing could be tended to slightly better, but overall, I'm feeling much improved. I'm sure I do not look much improved, but I'm saying I feel much improved.
Doctor, I think you should stay quiet for a few more days. Here, let me check the dressing. And she goes around to like the ones on your back that you couldn't reach and changes out some of the worst ones. Takes a look at the
I'm sure
stitches.
I can well imagine there's a few minutes of just her clucking over how awful a job I've done on myself because, doctors are actually useless, absolutely useless at actually doing these things. It's always the nurses and orderlies that know what they're doing. So.
You should have waited for me. Is that older gentleman going to be coming today?
I think he'll be popping by this evening, bringing me some reading material. We're involved in a little spot of research and almost detective work, you might say, from an old acquaintance from the university. We're just going to spend a bit of time reading through some books and notes, I think.
Careful, Doctor. You've been keeping queer company of late. I don't like the look of that man.
Well, he certainly had nothing to do with all of this. It's oh, he seems an all right sort. But I appreciate your concern, Audrey. I really do.
All right. Well, I'd best get to work then. She starts tidying up the place, getting to work on the books.
Yeah. So yeah, I will just sit around. I don't know if I was left with. I guess did you leave me with sort of one of the Bibles or journals or something? So I will just be leafing through that and reading. Yeah. So I'm going to spend my day basically just. I can't honestly. It's not going to be the sole focus of my day. I will be easily distracted by the newspaper and somebody passing by and bits and pieces. But I am going to try and read through it.
All
But
right.
I can't claim it's a hardcore study day. It isn't.
Martin?
I'm just reading.
Right. So in my notes, I've identified what could be 3 potential leads. First is the burial lawsuit. Secondly, the sanatorium, which I think we've already exhausted, but there's time, whatever. whatever. And finally, he was a barrister, so he should have like employment records or like associates that might still be active or who know him, so I could follow up with the bar association. I think the most promising would be the burial lawsuit because we already know that that's probably a public record. Like we already know that there's like a public record place, so I'll try and head off to wherever public records are stored to peruse. Oh, there might be like a police report about that.
So the two locations that had been pointed out to you were the Central Library and the Hall of Records.
Right? Isn't there a public part? The Hall of Records has all public record. No, private records. The library has public records. Wait, no. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I would the place we haven't gone then would be the Hall of Records, right? Because it was the library where we found the other three clues. Yeah. Okay. Go to the Hall of Records.
All right. The Hall of Records is quite a ways across the city, but it is an impressive stone buildings with old-fashioned Ionic Greek columns and old-fashioned Gothic architecture. It looks like a building from another time. The doors are these impressive wooden structures.
Yeah, I'll enter the building.
The
Having
doors
no idea.
thunk behind you. The upstairs is mostly desks, but there's some rows of books. But in the back, there's where the records are kept. There is an imposing-looking desk that's set up on a pedestal with a clerk looking down at you. Good day.
Well, good day. Naturally, I'm here to look for some records regarding the Corbett house. Specifically, I haven't found an outcome for a burial lawsuit from. Well, it must be after 1866 or during 1866.
All right. Yeah, that would be filed under his last name, I believe. So check the C section, which should be rows A1, A2, possibly the first sections of B1. And he points to the back of the store, or the back of the Hall of Records.
No, thank you very much. And I will follow the
All right,
directions.
take care now.
You just,
All right. Roll library use.
library use is a wonderful
Joel's
thing.
favourite skill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
Looking over records for the morning, they're quite like oddly put away. You search for a while, but you can't find anything on the Corbett house so far, or Walter Corbett in particular.
Well, I've only really gone through the A's and maybe some of the B's, so I'll take a nice lunch. What's Boston famous for at this era? Who cares? I'll eat it. And then I'll return and try again in the afternoon for the second shift.
Seafood chowder a thing in this time period?
Boston?
I know.
Seafood chowder? It probably results in...
Lobster and seafood is a big thing.
Because the lobster was the poor man's food, so I imagine I'll eat a lot of that. I don't know. Not a Bostonian.
I'm not, but
Alright,
I've
we'll go back
visited
to-
a couple of times.
We'll go back to chat then.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if I've discovered anything from my sort of gentle perusing.
So, you can look at the Bible or the notebooks
I'm
first.
gonna go through the notebook.
Yeah, the notebook is... It's written in plain English, but it's difficult to understand, as if it's written from a perspective that the modern mind just can't understand. It reads almost like a researcher's diary of occult experiments, where it's like rituals that he's performing, books that he's referencing, books that were written like thousands of years ago, and information on like creatures and entities that don't exist or shouldn't exist.
Tim, you mean codices? Or even scrolls?
It would probably take you another 6 days. No, another day and a half to get through the rest of these journals.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly just healing, right? So I will just I'm just gonna keep flicking through, keep going at it. I mean, I'm happy to roll something if you want, but if it is basically just keep flicking through and then at the end we can do a roll, I'm cool with that.
All right.
I guess I don't have so much occult. Well, I don't have any occult knowledge really, so I'm probably going to pay a little bit more attention on sort of the almost the psychology of it and trying to figure out trying to look for clues into sort of the state of mind of someone who might be writing it rather than focusing on the occult nature of it, if that makes sense. And fundamentally, I'm just reading the book, right? But just in terms of anything I might be spending more attention to, I'm sort of going to be more willing to just skim over some occult stuff about things that I just don't know, like those sections where I'm just reading through a whole load of words and terms that I just don't understand. I'm like, okay, fine, but
So basically, that means any of 3 skills: art, anthropology,
So
psychology, or
what you've
psychoanalysis. The fact that there's
what you've
3
read
overlaps.
through what
Not
you've read
okay.
through reads as like somebody who's totally broken with the strands of reality.
okay, yeah,
From a rational view, this all is like utter madness.
yeah, okay, that's fine.
Um,
Yeah, I just if there's, it's not my specialty. I'm not sure there's going to be much there, but just I think Chad would approach it slightly more from a point of view of is there any clue as to what might have broken this mind rather than I believe all of these monsters are real, what can I learn about the monsters, if that makes sense.
yeah, one of the things that has been most
But
closely
that's
detailed is what looks like a spell called "Call Forth the Opener of Ways," which he has written about in great detail.
okay.
All right, we'll go back to Floyd then, or we'll go back to Lloyd.
I imagine just a second library use roll because
So
I returned to the library.
you've had
Greeting.
your chowder.
Yeah.
It's delicious. Yeah, but yeah, roll library use again.
An extreme success.
All right. So yeah, you find the Corbett records, and it doesn't have an outcome for that basement lawsuit case, but it does have where is it? It does have a civil court records, which shows that the executor of his estate after he died was a man named Reverend Michael Thomas, who was the pastor of a church called the Chapel of Contemplation and the Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets.
What? Sorry, that was Reverend Michael Thomas.
Yeah, he was the pastor of the Chapel of Contemplation and the Church of Our Lord, Granter of Secrets.
Of contemplation and our Lord. It's a contemplator of secrets?
Granter of Secrets.
Enter.
And the register shows that this church closed in 1912.
8 years ago. Perfect.
Odd name for a church. Doesn't exactly sound Roman Catholic, but then I'm not an expert.
Does not at all sound Catholic, no.
There are a few references to this church, being closed in 1912 and some kind of police action taking place, but you can't find any records that this actually references.
Ooh.
So does that add the police station as a list of locations or not? To figure out why it closed? Probably not. I'm trying to track them down somehow. Cool.
All right, the clerk comes and walks over to you, says, we're getting pretty close to closing time. Have you found what you're looking for?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your help. I think I've actually found exactly what I've been looking for. I may come back, but if not, yeah, you've been a great aid.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure we could be of help to you.
I will take my leave.
After all, this
and
institution is funded by the Boston taxpayer, of which I'm sure you are one.
I do my best.
And he tips his hat to you. And he saunters back over to his imposing desk.
I will saunter unimposingly away and reconnect with Chadwick, the invalid.
Yeah, the wind is blowing briskly.
I apologize. It must have been my lunch.
That's what it does in Boston.
Indeed.
It's all the chowder.
Yeah, it doesn't take long to get over to his practice.
Right. I'll knock at his abode.
Yeah.
It's a polite and reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. It takes a minute, but eventually Audrey opens the door. So, hello. Welcome back.
Yeah.
She opens the door for you.
If he's up, I'm here to give Chadwick a bit of an update on our work.
Yeah, he's been studying those books against my better wishes.
Against all of our better wishes, but it's necessary.
She closes the door behind you.
Oh. And I'll head off to his room. The servants obviously don't need acknowledgement or anything, so.
Yeah, I'm making use of the sort of psychoanalysis comfy couch in the treatment room. I'm reclining with my feet up, lying back, flicking through one of these books.
Psychoanalysis was popular in this era, wasn't it? Anyway, I'll enter. Yes, Chadwick. How have your studies gone?
It's been a tolerable enough day. Yes, mostly getting lost in these rambling journals. I don't know what caused our chap to lose his mind, but whoever wrote these, I don't think would be sane by any definition I've been taught.
Well, look, I've seen a bed frame throw a man. The sentence doesn't even functionally have meaning, you know. So,
well, I don't know who's responsible for all of this, but suffice to say, I'm not going to let this stand. But anyway, my dear chap, take up a seat. And did you find any? I mostly, I mean, there's this spell that he writes about an enormous amount, but
well, yes, I spent the day at the public records office, and well, at first things were not particularly promising. But half of the city, I suppose, has the name C something associated with their record, so it was quite fruitless. However, right at the end, I found exactly what we were looking for. In the civil courts, I found actually the executor of the estate on Corbett's passing was Reverend Michael Thomas. And get this, he was a pastor, as reverends do, but get that, it was of the Chapel of Contemplation. That's strange, but the chapel was to the Lord Granter of Secrets. You know, yet none of that is particularly reasonable or any sort of thing I've ever heard of in my life. No. I mean, it just seems like we're dealing with some sort of occult madness.
It would make sense, I suppose. Yes, we've got this spell to the opener of worlds and things of that nature.
You've never heard of a chapel of contemplation in this city, have you?
I doubt it, Tim. Have I? I would imagine not.
roll history. Hard.
Nice. Very fair. Whereabouts is how does the alphabet work again? There it does.
No, yeah, you've never heard of this place.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Beyond agreeing
Likewise.
with you that it sounds most peculiar. I mean, is it worth trying to track this place down? Try and speak with this the executor of this
Well, I
place?
imagine the records must have a location for us, but
Possibly attend one of the
it must be
attend one
possible.
of their worships. It must be.
The Lord Granter of Secrets. That's not anything that grows in the Americas.
Well, I suppose not. But, I mean, if it's a church and it's registered, then, or at least it's registered as a religious building, surely we
Look,
could.
I myself am not so much a religious chap, but here we have standards, and a Lord Granter of Secrets. That's not even a name.
Oh no, I'm totally with you. It's
And what
absolutely
good is being
barking,
Granter?
same as everything else in this. I'm just thinking if it's still registered as a church or a chapel, then presumably we could go along,
Yeah, actually,
see
it's
what one of
closed.
their
1912,
services about. See.
we shut them down, actually. So I suppose we
Ah,
could check location, or maybe find the individual himself, or maybe the good officers of the law might have some information for us.
if, yeah. Would any of our I don't know how forthcoming our contacts at the newspaper might be.
Well, that might just go by the old offices of the administrators of legality, as it were, and see if they maybe have a record. They wouldn't refuse an old man.
What do you mean checking the court records at the?
Oh no, the officers. I'm sure the police must have. Well, if it's closed for a
Oh,
reason, or maybe the land office or something has a record of. I should check.
maybe you're on better terms than I am with the police. I'm not sure any of the inspectors would answer any of my questions if I
Old
just showed up.
Billies. Oh, they're a bunch of chumps, really. Don't you recall? We're white.
Well,
Audrey
yeah,
walks
give it a
over,
go, I
says,
suppose.
Dr. Floyd, it sounds like you're getting quite worked up over here. Is there anything I can help with?
Well, I don't think so. I don't suppose you remember anything about a strange and rather unsavory church being closed down about 8 years ago by the police, do you?
No, I don't recall.
No,
Would you like me to
I didn't think.
ask the land authority?
That's just it. The land
Well,
authority. That's all right. I'll pop by. No need to bother the help.
I can give them a phone call.
We have phones.
Yes, we had a line
Well,
installed in the office just last year.
well, you can, if you don't mind, just see if anyone's there and picks up at this hour. But if not, I'm sure my friend Martin here can go along. I know we don't want to impose on you too much, but
All right, I'll see if there's anyone left in the
yes,
office.
Yeah, I'll come and watch.
And she goes over to the phone, dials
I'm
the
gonna
number. Bring, bring, bring. But it rings off and nobody picks up. I can try again in the morning, Doctor.
well, I mean, have you got anything better to do, Martin, or would you like to go over and see what records there are yourself?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll have to go over anyway, right? Or come here, so I may as well go there and get the direct source myself. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
no,
call, I'll come here, get the info, or
much
not.
appreciated, Audrey. But I think we can get there. We can get
Well,
the files.
These-
They'll probably be
these
closed at
modern-
this hour. It's quite late.
Well, tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow. I would
tomorrow.
go
Okay,
there.
very
I'm
good.
just these modern innovations. They really don't achieve all that much, all that hype. Because you still have to go to the location to get your services done anyway. So.
All right.
I think probably no excitement for this evening. Don't you worry, Audrey. I'll be early to bed. You needn't fret about me.
All right. Well, I'm just gathering my things for the night.
Of course. Thank you.
All right. You have a good night, Doctor.
I I am going to reach over and have a look at the Bible and just see if there's anything that I can see at the start that is sort of unusual, but also specific reference towards this sort of Granter of Secrets or Chapel of Contemplation or a Reverend Thomas. In case there's a little note or just, inside cover, forward, front pages, that sort of thing.
In the cover, it just says G. Macario.
Ah, okay.
The rest of the first pages are unmarred.
Of course, yes. This is yes, most probably the Macario trying to find some sort of answers or protection from the rest of this. Well,
Yeah.
whatever this unholy mess is. I slightly forgot the chronology here, but that makes more sense now.
Yeah, I'll head out as well while he's doing this. Yes, well, good luck with your obsessions, and I'll head on.
Yeah, have a good night, Doctor. And Audrey leaves as well.
Yes, you as well. Passingly, as one does with the help.
And she flits off to her apartment.
Trained nurse and everything. She's not just the help. She's a skilled medical practitioner.
Hey, Tim.
I'm treating her respect, but anyway.
Do we know the wife's name?
Gabriella.
Because I have Vito, I would have expected V Macario. All right.
All right. Well,
The rest, the night passes.
the night goes peacefully, and then a new morning dawns. Chad, you hear a key being inserted into the lock, and Audrey lets herself in. So, Chad.
Good morning, Audrey. Yes.
We've gotten a telegram from one Mr. Knott.
Oh, yes. Is he
Yes.
sending me money?
It's over from New York. Here, and she gives you an envelope.
I will tear it open, have a look at what's inside it.
Yes, and it's Dear Chad Floyd. I would like to impress upon you the matter of timing in this. I had expected this matter to be resolved by now, but I have not heard from you. And signed, Mr. Knott.
Pleasant chap. Audrey, if you don't mind being so kind today, I know you're taking an excellent opportunity to catch up on a bit of the paperwork and the billing and so on. Could you take a quick inventory of the bandages, antiseptic salves, and other treatments that I've so far required to patch up this mess that has been caused? And if you could run up my bill, as it were, for me, I'd be most appreciative.
Very good.
I think our Mr. Knott needs to receive that.
I see. All right, Martin.
Right. Well, with all our newly acquired information, it seems natural to head off. Well, I suppose the police station, if that's a location I can go to, makes the most sense. Although there was also, what was it, the office of that she tried to call? The office of land or something?
Or the land registry thing.
Yeah, the Land Authority.
What? Yeah, I suppose I'll go to the land authority since we've already tried to call.
Yeah. Yeah, the Land Authority is a taxi ride across the city.
All right, I arrive. I take this taxi. It's lovely.
Yeah.
I keep a receipt, of course, to bill Mr. Knott.
Yeah, it's a $2 taxi ride. The Land Authority is a modest building, relatively old construction.
All right. Yeah, I modestly knock. See if anything is happening inside.
You hear a call. It's unlocked.
Yeah, I head on in.
Yeah, and there's desks with a clerk out in front.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Oh, good morning.
Yes. Well, I'm trying to follow up with what might be like a journalistic but potentially criminal investigation, along with the Chapel of Contemplation. I believe it was closed about 8 years ago in 1912. And to what I have, the
Um,
address, the
so
library.
this is the land authority, so uh, we deal with permits. Are you looking for the address?
Tim, do I have the address or no? No. Yes, exactly. I'm looking. Um, yeah, for anything you might have on that, actually.
Uh, yeah, just one moment, please. And he gets up and heads to the back. You hear some rustling sounds, and he comes back holding a paper. Yes, the Chapel of Contemplation and Church of Our Lord Granter of Secrets. It is 204 Rodham Street. But it says here that the building has been condemned because of and he flips over a page, fire in 1912.
Oh. Sorry, and there's no record of any like new developments since then. Just fire, condemned, nothing on that lot.
Not according to my records, no.
Irregular.
Yes.
All right. Well, actually, that's the exact goal I've come for. So
All right. Anything else, sir?
yeah, I'll take your leave. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. And he goes back to writing at his desk.
Um, yeah, I suppose I'll head to the Chapel of Contemplation.
All
You
right.
have an address?
Yeah, the Chapel of Contemplation is just a few streets over, so it's about 10 minutes of walking. Um, it's in a rather dingy area of the city, close to a few factories. The address leads you to the end of a crooked, dingy street, and what's left of the church is so weathered and overgrown with greenery that it looks more like natural stone than actual walls and foundation. There's a slumped wall closest to the front, but on it is painted a symbol which looks like an eye with three Y's surrounding it, with their sticks all pointed at each other, forming a triangle around the eye.
Hmm. I'll do as close to a literal rendition of that as I can in my notebook, while I scout out the rest of the property.
All right. Walking forward a few steps, you feel a crunch underneath your feet and a little tink.
Downs. I look down.
There's a flash of light as you see a hint of brass.
I'll examine whatever that is.
It's bullet casings of several different calibers.
Just like buried in the dirt, like just scattered about, but not like crushed underfoot or anything, right? Like,
Yeah, scattered a bit.
I mean, like one would not be like, this has been here for months plus. Like, I feel like an observation of such a thing implies, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone shot a bullet a day ago,
Sure,
you'd be like, that
some of
kind
them
of.
are like dug into the dirt and they're all
Okay,
tarnished.
so this isn't okay. I got you. Yeah, yeah. Because I don't think I'm an expert in that, but I feel like I would have an inference for how long it is. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I'll take a representative sample of the bullet casings and continue trying to figure out what exactly happened here, assessing this not to be a threat because it's old.
All right, you're like 30 feet out or so.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just keep like wandering around this church. If it seems unoccupied, I'm just gonna try and just investigate this empty lot. If it seems occupied, I'm gonna try and like get to its occupant.
Yeah. So there's mostly just big blocks of granite and half burnt out timbers.
But it doesn't appear occupied or anything.
Not as far as you can tell. But there's still like some half walls that are still up. You can't see behind those quite yet.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll enter the church and wander around, just do everything at once over, spend the rest of my morning just having a contemplative moment at the Church of Contemplation.
All right. At the back corner, there's a big pile of rubble of old burnt out stones that fill in what used to be a stairwell going down. Once you hit the middle of the building, you hear a thunk underfoot as you hit boards over some kind of empty subsurface. Roll luck.
All right. Do. Why is luck split? Wait. Oh, luck is a stat, not a thing. That's why. For a skill.
Yeah, the boards that you're standing on collapse beneath your weight. Roll jump.
Oh, I'd love to see this absolutely enormous elderly man make a spry leap from these boards.
You spell jump. Right there, I found it. Oof. This spry young man collapses under his own weight. Yet again.
You fall through the boards to the ground below. It's pitch dark, and you hear a crack as you land.
Oh.
You take 4 points of damage.
So in this game, that does not come with any disability. Like, I have no breaking legs or anything. I can still get up and wander, yeah?
Yeah, you didn't even take a major wound.
Because as an old man, I feel like that should have hurt. But all right.
Yeah. So the light is streaming down through this hole that you made. But the rest of the area is black. This place is filled with like a layer of ash.
Dear Lord, granter of secrets, that's something. I stagger to my feet and see what to do about this conundrum I found myself in.
So this is there's like a stairwell that goes up, but it's filled with old rubble and burned out bits of wood and stone. There's a cabinet at the end of this hollow space.
I'll wander around this hollow space. I'll look at the cabinet, I guess.
The cabinet is filled with old, scorched, moldering church records. It's lists of names. It's hard to read after time and fire has gone to it.
I mean, like I'll take my time, like trying to figure out to gain information on what exactly is going on here. This, I assume, this is some sort of like a cellar where they store records, because we have records downstairs. But I need to find a way out, so I'll keep investigating and look for anything that can aid my escape.
Yeah, the journals fall to pieces when you pick them up and start turning pages.
How far have I fallen?
It's about 8 feet down.
So the stairs are completely rubble filled. Like, can I climb on out through the stairs, or?
It's totally filled with rubble. The only way up is how you came in.
And where I fell through, is that along any wall, or is it like a skylight?
Yeah, it's close to one wall. Pretty close.
All right. Well, I guess I'll try and take the books off the cabinet and try and shift the cabinet over to that wall as sort of a climbing aid. 8 feet is not a distance that, should result in death. But when you're 77 years old, 4 feet will do.
All right. Yeah, the cabinet scrapes against the ground as you push it, and you hear like a thump thump as you move it the first couple inches, coming from the bottom of the cabinet.
That's reasonable, normal. But I'll investigate this thump thump. I've
Yeah.
already tried to remove the bugs to make it more movable, but maybe
Looking,
something's caught.
yeah. So, looking underneath it where the sound came from, there's a couple more books, which are in slightly better condition than the old records.
Yeah, I mean, check them out.
It's a there's two books. On top is a journal that has the name Walter Corbett on front, and then an enormous, huge volume that is rotten and worm-eaten.
Yeah, that's it. The rotten worm eaten volume is a good descriptor. Cool. Worm eaten volume. Cool. I will put those in my bag and continue my misadventure of trying to gain a way out.
All right, so yeah, you push the cabinet into an advantageous location, and
I swing my bag up and out so that I will be carrying the minimal amount of weight. And we'll begin the old man climb.
yeah, so roll climb, but you've put yourself in an advantage situation, so roll with one advantage.
Climb, climb, climb. Well, this is gonna be a spice. Oh no, that's a fail.
Yeah, we're not doing the buy with luck, are we? It's an optional rule. I don't think we are.
Yeah. So Joel, you can describe what a failure looks like.
Oh yeah, fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm climbing up this thing, and I make it most of the way. Right, we get real close. One could describe me as like 3/4 of the way up, but that last 20%, that necessary 20%, right as I reach for it, the shelf below me snaps. I take a little bit of a tumble. Are there supposed to be like negative repercussions aside from like not reaching your objective here, or no?
You didn't push a roll, so no necessary negative
If
consequences.
so, I'm just trying to figure out a little bit how the game works. If I push, do I still have the bonus?
Yeah. But
Oh,
then
so
if
it
you
would,
fail, there has to be some kind of negative consequence.
so if it's not too late, I think I would push while I have the bonus because otherwise, like I'll just stay here, I guess. So, like, can I give that a shot?
Of course.
So I push, man. I mean, right as I feel it break beneath me, I scramble madly and slam my other foot on another shelf to make it that final 20%. With the bonus, no, we don't. We do not, in fact, get it.
So yeah, you can describe the negative consequence for pushing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I scramble madly. I break another shelf, tumble madly, slamming various old man bits on various splintered edges of this here cabinet as I make my way rather rapidly to the floor below.
Okay.
Am I supposed to self-ascribe damage or something?
Well, there's just supposed to be some consequence. I figured the
Like I'm
players
just
can do that.
okay, but I don't know like how much damage. Like I imagine this would be a minor amount of damage, right? I think that's how the
I
tiers
trust
work
you.
in the
You can
book.
just do what you want. There
I,
should be something like some kind of consequence.
right. I mean, considering I took 4 for the full fall, and this is already me halfway down, I feel like I'll take 2 damage.
Sure.
Seems reasonable.
That sounds totally reasonable. All right, Chad.
Well, I think I've had a comfortable breakfast. I've settled in to read some more of these maddeningly nonsensical journals, but keeping out any. I'm now also paying attention for any mention or reference to this Lord Granter of Secrets or Reverend Michael Thomas, but mostly I'm looking out for this Granter of Secrets. Yeah, I'll have a break for a comfortable lunch. Spend a bit of time raising a telegram to Mr. Knott, explaining that I appreciate his concern for the progress of the investigation, and the most recent development is that one of his employees has been hurled out of a window on his property, bill attached for ongoing medical expenses. And I appreciate in anticipation his sympathy and support in this difficult time of recovery. But rest assured, we're pursuing all possible leads with regards to the journals and information obtained sort of mention a little bit about the newspaper and
The restoration of the reputation of the residents.
yeah, exactly. I'll outline some of the information and contacts we've made in the newspaper and so on. So yeah, I'm just gonna draft that off, have Audrey pop out to dispatch that, and continue on
All right. I will
all of this. I
send that
think
immediately.
at one point I will. Much appreciated. Yeah. While Audrey's out, I try and help myself to a little snack, and unfortunately, sort of drop a tray down, pick up a sort of nasty splinter. Oh, how unpleasant! That's really smarting. This little splinter I've got. I imagine this is coincidentally happening about the same time in sort of dramatic juxtaposition to Martin smashing through a number of shelves and crumpling onto the floor. I'm sort of teasing out this tiny little splinter from a finger.
It's a literary device.
Yeah. By this point, you've made your way through most of the journals, and now that you've read through all of it together, it's starting to make like almost a sick kind of sense in your brain.
Ooh, don't think I like that.
And you lose 4 points of sanity, and you can
I
increase your
didn't like that.
Cthulhu Mythos skill by 4.
Clearly not worth it.
Cthulhu Mythos skill is pretty good to have.
Yeah, but a skill by
right.
come on.
Yeah. Throughout the books,
So
you do
sanity down by 4, right, and then
4 to your Cthulhu Mythos. And throughout the journals, there are like just tons of references to our Lord Granter of Secrets. It's like praises of him and invocations of him.
Reasonable.
Okay.
All right, Martin.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing left to do is to rest and recover. I mean, as a 77-year-old man, it's much safer for me to wait for people to realize my absence, especially when that'll be noticed in but 4 or 5 hours. So,
All right, we'll move back to Chad then. Audrey returns from her journey. All right, I've sent off the bill and the telegram.
Thank you. Much appreciated. We'll see what we actually get back from that.
All right. Yes, the supplies we've used on you totaled up to a $5.87 charge.
Splendid. Well,
I didn't.
Keep a sort of running tally, as it were. Thank you.
I didn't count the brandy.
No, probably it's not usual best practice, is it?
I thought it would look a little strange. Are you doing all right?
Indeed. I seem to be doing. Yeah, I'm fine. Fine, fettle indeed. I'm just a little out of sorts with being stuck inside. You know, this.
She puts her hand
sort of
on your forehead.
weathered being.
You look pale.
Oh, I think it's just I've been missing my bracing morning walk around the park. I'll be fine in a day, so don't mind me.
She looks worriedly at you. She turns quickly and goes back to her desk, picks up her pen.
I move the journal out of sight as she's looking at me worryingly. Hey, very well. Yeah. Sort of push it underneath underneath a couple of pillows on the sofa I'm currently sat on.
She glances at you every like 15 minutes or so, gauging you. Shakes her
Yeah.
head a little bit.
Well, I continue to be pale and unsettled and unnerved by my understanding of this journal, but I'm not letting on.
All right.
And then come the evening, I think I would be starting to get a little concerned that Martin hasn't come back with any sort of update, especially given the circumstance that's been happening. Feeling in a bad way myself, but would I?
Are you all
I'm
right,
trying
sir?
to think. Would I be concerned about this before it's sort of closing time everywhere else? Martin hasn't generally come back until everything else has been closed. No, I don't think I would be. I think I would only be getting concerned once everything else was closed. More's the pity.
All right. So yeah, evening
Yeah.
mealtime rolls around. Audrey has prepared you like a little supperette.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Have a few bites at least. Keep yourself strong.
Yes, thank you. I'm a little concerned Martin hasn't come round this evening to give me an update. I certainly hope nothing's happened to him.
Yeah. Well, he's always so cold towards me.
Well,
It
indeed,
would be no sweat off my back if he doesn't come back here.
well, I'm rather concerned. I mean, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But obviously, I came to a rather nasty tumble in that house. I hope nothing happened to him. But I believe he was just going to the 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 land records building to get information. I don't suppose you remember the number, do you? I'll see if I can phone through, just see if possibly he's there. That he's convinced them to work late. I suppose. I hope.
I have a list of all the important numbers next to the phone.
Of course, whatever would I do without you? Yeah, and I will look up the land land. I know you told us a couple of times. I keep forgetting what it's called.
The Land Authority.
Land Authority, that's the one. It's just because the land registry is a thing in the UK, so that's why I just keep defaulting back to that because it is a real organisation. Hence, I keep thinking right. But yes,
All right, it's getting pretty late, so roll hard luck.
that seems reasonable. It's I just done the same thing that Joel did. I was looking in the skills, and it isn't a skill. Huh.
Yeah. The phone rings, ring, ring 4 or 5 times. Nobody picks up.
Oh, I saw him roll a 5.
Yeah, that's definitely how statistics works. Yeah, I wasted my 5 on a completely meaningless roll.
Yeah, the Land Authority does not pick up.
Well,
All right, Martin, you're starting to hear like the chirps of mice and rats.
it's understandable. I mean, in the situation, I can't really expect my absence to be noticed soon enough to address it, so I guess we spend the night here. Which I'm sure is healthy for us old folk.
Yeah, as night's falling, it's starting to get chilly. All right, we'll go back to Chad.
I suppose with yeah, I am rather concerned about him, Audrey. It's just hard to know. This Mr. Not who was engaged in all of this nonsense has disappeared off, and last I know, he was heading to the land authority. But I mean, I'm not really sure where he would have gone from there. I suppose the most likely place would be this church, but I've got no idea how on earth we would track down where that could possibly be. I don't want to impose on you anymore. I know you're not a big fan of the man, but I am very concerned about him.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't know how to find an address like that.
No, indeed. Feel rather
you could ask
foolish going.
Maybe ask a cabbie. They might know.
That's a splendid idea, actually, isn't it? Yes. I feel foolish going to the police over so little, but yes, I will go back to the phone because doubtless Audrey's got the number of a taxi firm or two written down. Presumably, every now and then we have to phone for taxis for patients to get around the place. So I will phone round, and if it takes a couple of taxi firms, I'll phone to a couple of them, and as matter of fact as you like, just try and organise a taxi from my practice to the church.
Yeah. The first place you call, they look it up in their books, and yeah, they find the address. It is 18 Rodham Street. I'll have a taxi sent to you. They shouldn't be there in more than 10 minutes.
Much appreciated. Thank you, indeed.
All right. Take care, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. And 10 minutes later, you hear a beep beep outside.
Splendid. I'm going to
Dr. Floyd,
get a little bit of extra cash on me.
Would you like me to stay in late in case you should have need of me?
If you don't mind, that I would quite appreciate that. Actually, thank you, Audrey. Yes, that. Yes, I hate to impose in this way, but I fear the worst at the moment. It would be a reassurance to at least know that your steady hand is at the ready, as it were.
All right, I'll stay glued to the phone.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and I will go out to the taxi, and yeah, I've picked up a little bit of extra cash for what I sort of expect, a larger fare. And as I'm getting in, I sort of explain the situation or some of the situation to the taxi driver.
Mr. Floyd, right? Dr. Floyd?
Yes, that is correct. Thank you. I appreciate this is a rather possibly an unusual request at this time, but I'm afraid there's an elderly patient of mine that I fear he may have he hasn't returned home this evening anyway. And last I heard, he was heading to this address, which is, I mean, I'm not in the most able state myself at the moment, but I promised the family I'd look into it, being his physician, as it were. And it seems like a strange place for him to be, but it was he said that he needed to go and deal with something. I'm not quite sure. It's probably old and confused, poor chap. But
all right. Yeah, please come in. He turns around. He's an older chap. He's got like a bowler hat and weathered old clothes. So I hear you want to go to the old chapel of contemplation, eh?
That's the spot. Yes, I realise it is a most unusual spot, but it's where my patient said he was heading. So that's where we're going to. Well, I'd be remiss not to at least check there, see if he's there. I don't suppose I'd be awfully grateful, and I will sort of make it clear that I've got a bit of extra cash on me for a sort of tip. So when we're here, I don't suppose you could wait around for a few minutes just in case we need to possibly head back to the practice, or I may even need some assistance with things. But if you would stick around, I'd be.
Of course, I'm leaving the clock on, but I can stick around for you.
That's quite all right. I understand that perfectly, my good man. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't dropped off somebody at the old Chapel of Contemplation, and he looks up. Oh, maybe a decade? And he wheels the car around. Did you hear what happened to that place?
Have I? No, I have not. Have I? No, I haven't. No, I didn't. No, I haven't. I heard something about it closing a long time ago. Some
Yeah, it
sort of mysterious circumstance.
must have been 8 or 9 years ago. They had some kind of run-in with the coppers, and there was a big shootout and a fire. The place burned down.
Heavens! What on earth's a chapel doing getting on the wrong side of the? Well, I'm now even more concerned. But well, see what we see when we get there, I suppose.
Yeah, I heard the old reverend was involved in schemes most foul. I heard he was running guns into the country.
Running guns into the man of the cloth. You can never can tell, can you?
Yeah, it was like hard stuff too, like grenades, artillery rounds. Those are just rumors, though.
Golly.
He was an odd fellow, sallow looking, with big droopy eyes. They never caught him, eh? I think he fled the state.
He got away, did he?
Yeah.
I sort of assumed he would have gone down in flames or some such thing after you, the way you described it, but he got away with all that, eh?
Uh-huh.
That is...
Seems like the worst of them do.
And some sad truth in that, I suppose.
Yeah, and he wheels the car around and pulls into a dark alleyway with the burned remains of the church, the Chapel of Contemplation. All right, this is as far as I go. I'm on the clock still, so just let me know when you want me to go.
Yes, no, I will most certainly. Thank you. And I will head in, get my torch out. I definitely brought a torch with me.
Yeah, it's this old burnt out husk of a building. There's huge granite blocks that are blackened with soot and burnt out timbers.
I will head forwards, and once I sort of get into some of the granite blocks and start wandering around, I'm just going to start calling out, Martin?
Hey, Chad.
Martin?
Chad, is that you?
I'm relieved to hear you. I was getting a bit concerned and worried. You didn't show
Well,
where.
Yeah, but you'll come look at this. I went on a bit of a hike and tried to purvey the location, and well, it seems I've had a bit of a fall.
I'll head into the main. I assume there's just a big hole in the floorboards where it's just collapsed in, right?
A big yawning hole, a black hole.
Yeah.
Yes, down here.
Bloody hell! That's. Are you all right? Are you? Like you've taken a bit of a tumble.
Particularly, I've got this. I show him like this massive gash on my forehead, and a massive gash on my arm, and
and there's
a bit of this.
There's a book bag out of the hole, like his satchel.
See, I found a little something interesting down here, but I'd much prefer to get out and have dinner and I don't know.
Yeah, no, we looks like we need to try and patch those up. And yeah, you can catch me up later. Right now, let me have a look. I'm gonna look round and see if there's anything that we can try and make some sort of ramp or climbing.
Yeah, there's some serviceable timbers that are just seared.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna just manhandle those over, and sort of try and build up a little bit of a ramp down into the hole.
All right, yeah. With the two of you working together, it's easy enough for you to make a ramp and pull him out.
Great.
Well, no. It's easy, actually. Only about half of these injuries are from the initial tumble. I did try to make my way out with that there shelf, you see, and but actually we found something under that shelf, some an interesting work, some sort of journal by, and you wouldn't guess it, Walter Corbett. Um, and
Really?
there's a tome stored alongside it. I can't make heads nor tails of it. Um, so it's actually kind of jolly good that took the tumble. Otherwise I wouldn't have had to have moved the whole cabinet. Wouldn't have found these works.
Well, I'm glad you've got a positive spin on it. That's a positive attitude will always aid with the recovery. But anyway, I've got a taxi waiting. Let's get you back to the surgery. Audrey's on standby to help patch you up a little bit. Although I'm not sure she'll be best pleased to see you. But
Why on earth not? She's lovely.
indeed, she seems to feel that you're a little cold and standoffish with her at times. But
What?
she's a first-class nurse. Don't you worry.
Well, I'd imagine would have done to upset her. Yeah? Well, it's not really mine to bring up, but you tell her I meant nothing by it.
I'm sure I'll pass it along. Let's get back to the cab driver on the way over here, though. He was telling me interesting. There was a whole firefight with the police, and then this place burnt down.
Really? Well, I found some casings actually, just right there, actually, right by the gate on in. And I thought maybe it might be more recent than that, on account of a decade being quite a long time to still find casings. But I suppose I must be mistaken.
But no one's been looking around for them. Well, good. Still, enough excitement for now. Back to the surgery with us.
I'm gonna need to charge you boys extra for that soot on my seats. I'm gonna have to get that thing professionally cleaned.
No.
Well, of course, my good man. Forgive us for inconveniencing you with us, saving a life and recovering our friend from a dangerous situation. It was most unforgivable of us to have not brushed ourselves down more thoroughly in our desperate attempt to get him some medical attention.
Hey, look, I'm a working stiff. I'm no doctor like you.
I will pay him the fair rate, but the tip has gone down substantially.
All right, yeah, and he drives back over to your institution. So did you find what you were looking for over there? Did you find any artillery shells? Flamethrowers?
I don't believe so.
No, nothing of that nature. Just a burnt out old church that it's with some very unsteady floorboards.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, well, here we are. And he pulls up to the curb. That'll be $5.
I pay him the $5.
All right, well, you two have a good night. Don't be falling through any more churches, you hear?
I think that's good advice.
Not best.
Peels off from the curb.
We'll head in. Audrey, I
Audrey's
am rather
frenetically...
grateful now that you
She's standing there
offered to
frenetically.
help. Thank you so much. Yeah, you could. I think Martin could do with a little bit of patching up, and I'll attend to a few of these things, and then I'll get a spot of coffee on, and we'll try and deal with this.
Oh, Martin, take off that overcoat, please. We'll send it off to be laundered. Martin. And she she snaps at you. Martin.
Sorry, forgot my name for a second there. Yes, of course. Remove the coat, hoping for the best laundering.
Yeah. And she whisks it off with the other medical towels.
Very good. I suppose I get patched up. I don't feel the need to narrate my patching up, but yes, doctor, thank you for.
All right, Chad, roll medicine.
Of course. This isn't hard, is it?
No.
Don't accidentally roll. Oh my god. Not with it at the moment.
Well, it's quite late, and well, I'll survive, chat. Don't worry about that. But I do think I'm going to, if you'd be so obliging, take the guest room and a small bite. Or I can stay here as well in the surgery. I just feel like I won't be able to stay awake another moment.
Yes, no, you can stay here. We don't usually have patients staying around, but there are a few limited facilities to try and make it as comfortable as possible.
Well, I mean, only for the night. I
Oh, of course,
expect
no,
right
you're
away.
quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Fear not, you're quite welcome to stay. I merely apologise that it's only designed for such unusual circumstances as this. There's, yeah, there's like a sort of a small cot, and yeah, there's limited facilities and so on because I don't actually. I think I'd already said I don't actually live in the practice myself. I mostly live at home, but for treatment and patching myself up and everything, I've still been going in to work there and let Audrey tend to me and so on.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to wherever I may pass out most conveniently and do so.
Okay. Chad?
Yeah, I will. I mean, having made an absolutely botched job of patching up. Push that roll? How does one push that roll?
Oh, it's not rushed. It's not necessary, is it?
I can't remember
Doesn't
now. Does it? I don't think it.
it doesn't gain us anything
You
faster.
didn't take a full on. You didn't take a full on wound, did you?
How many
So,
wounds?
No, he didn't take a major
No.
wound like you did, so he's just going to heal naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just trying to double check whether or not there's like any difference as to. But yeah, no, I will just make sure that Martin is, comfortable enough. Yeah, thank Audrey. Bid a good night, see her in the morning, and I will, yeah, head off back to home.
All right. Have a good night, Doctor.
Good night. Yeah, I'm just gonna go home and yeah, try and get some rest myself,
Yeah, the night
and
is
then come
dark and
back to
brooding.
the practice nice and early.
All right. Yeah, the next morning, Martin, you
Gonna
wake up inside of the practice.
I imagine I'm still infirm, as old men are after a great tumble. Very
Cramped,
tested.
aching.
Suspect a fractured hip myself.
Would make sense, but the medic assures you it's fine.
It
Despite
feels fractured.
Eventually, Chad arrives.
yeah, I will yeah, show up, and I've stopped off at a bakery on the way in, and I've got some fresh bread and. But it's like, would bagels be a thing at this time? I'm
Sure.
not quite sure what exactly is like a standard thing in the 1920s, but I've stopped off at a bakery or coffee shop or something on the way past.
The
Cafes
smell
and
of
things like that
yeast
definitely were a thing. So
fills the practice, Martin.
yeah, I've
You're
got
at
some
1
breakfast,
HP
basically.
and I'm at 3. That's correct, right? We're just
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, yesterday Mr. Knott sent me a telegram requesting an update. I took the liberty of replying to him with a brief update and a medical bill. I think it's possibly reasonable that we'll just add your tally to mine, and we'll just keep this medical bill running, and I'll just keep sending that as periodic updates to our friend Mr. Knott.
I mean, if I put myself in his shoes, it's a bit absurd, 2 falls of a sort, 2 days.
Martin, you will heal 1 point overnight.
Oh,
You just heal
Bringing
1
me
every day until you're fully healed.
because I don't have a serious. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you don't have a major wound.
So I'm still like I don't need to rest all day or anything to gain that.
No, it's just one
Okay.
every day.
Well, actually, I feel slight bit better. I probably there's mainly just scrapes. And you've bandaged me up well, so I might actually head off a little bit if the doctor, if you say that might be, if I'm free to go, and then you could take a look, I
Oh,
suppose, on
you're
return.
free to go. I mean, it's probably mostly just the morphine that was in the morning's coffee, but I'm sure you're perfectly good to
Well, I'll come back when it wears
leave the
off.
day.
I can have an afternoon coffee with some morphine and head back on out.
A splendid idea. Yes.
Very good.
I mean, the alternative we could both stay here and try and read through all of this mountain of paperwork that
Isn't
we've got together.
morphine named after Morpheus on the idea that it causes sleep?
Probably that would make sense.
So I should not be peppy. Anyway, good talk. Off I
Yeah,
go.
but you feel better.
Better, but not peppy. All right, so my drug-addled ass is gonna head on into the real world, pretending
It
to
didn't
be
give you
fully
very
functional.
much morphine.
I only weigh 220 pounds and am 77 with multiple contusions on my body and just bandaged up, torn, soot-covered jacket. Anyway, so I'm gonna head home, refresh myself, and then continue on with our quest.
Yeah. Well, I'm giving you medical advice saying this is a bad idea, but that you
Oh,
are
really?
free to go.
I mean, if my doctor says it's a bad idea, I'll just head on back and recuperate for the day.
All right, Chad.
It's up to my doctor.
What are
Doctor,
you doing?
To be honest, I think Chad would be of the medical opinion that probably just staying in for the day, reading through some stuff, and
All right.
recuperating from all of those bumps and scrapes is the safest thing. Yeah,
I will
I-
take
Chad
the
definitely
rotten
suggest that.
worm-eaten volume on the grounds that it interests me the most as an antiquarian.
Fair enough.
All right. On the inside cover, it is labeled the Liber Ivonis. And it is written in Latin. Can you read Latin?
I did not pick any language on the ground that I had no idea what sort of language options this game gave you. That means only conceptually do I have the vaguest understanding of Latin.
Yeah. So you know enough from
I
school.
do have Latin.
You know enough from
As a
school
medic,
that
I
it's
do
written in
have
Latin,
Latin.
but you can't read it.
Well, it's not really possible for me to. Well, we probably would have checked that. Like, we would have opened the book, right?
I was going to say we're both here, so if you have a suspicion that
Yeah.
this is Latin, and especially like Doctor,
Chad,
the old
Chad, I do think this book's written in a language that I can't decipher, but it could be the morphine. Could you take a look?
the morphine or the book.
The morphine's not written in a language, Chad. It's morphine.
I just a moment that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yes, let me take a look at this. Is this
Roll Latin.
I guess I roll Latin, don't I? I'm not amazing at Latin, but I do have Latin.
Yeah, it's going to take a while to get through this with your kind of rusty understanding.
Yeah, I was never that good at it.
Just like
Focused
sitting
more
there
on the practical
muttering
side of
Latin
stuff.
verb conjugations.
Yeah. I'm trying to work out where this thing is going and to what it's acting on.
Hey, Chad, pass me the journal, would you? I'd give that a skim instead. Imagine it can't be also written in Latin.
No, it isn't. It's
No, the one that I picked up, the one from the basement.
Oh,
There were two.
I
books
see.
in there.
I see. Of course. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought I thought you were referring to
No, not
to
those
Corbett's journal.
volumes of some sort of.
No, I can't recommend going through them. They're somewhat unpleasant. But here's the journal anyway. Yeah, and I returned to sitting quietly and desperately trying to figure out these bloody verb conjugations without much success.
Yeah, the journal is really falling apart because of the exposure. You can read a few sections that are quite banal, The last couple sections seem to be written in hand other than Corbett's, and a notable one records that Walter Corbett was buried in the basement of his house in accordance with his wishes and with the wishes of that one who waits in the dark.
Nice. I imagine that will take.
Not long. There's not much that can be read. Only
Right.
takes a few minutes.
Well, I'm Chad. I imagine Chad would have told me about the other journals, right? So, like, if he assesses there's no more to gain, I would go to the Bible again. But if he assesses there's more to gain, then I would probably take a stab at those journals. Chad.
They're concerning. They're strange. I feel like I do understand a little bit more, but I don't like that I do. I don't like what I understand. I can't recommend it as a read. It's unnerving and unpleasant, I'll be honest.
But you'd
Are
say
you,
we've roughly done due diligence on them, otherwise, or
I think so. I think so. There's, I mean, maybe you would understand, but it's unpleasant. It bothers me. I felt unnerved somehow.
you know what? I do think that
I struggle to believe most of it, but it's
That-
unpleasant reading.
that would probably intrigue an antiquarian conceptually, because he wouldn't think that reading something would have any sort of, like,
Yeah.
why would you read it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll be like, that's most unusual. If you don't mind, I'll give it a bit of a look.
Well,
Nothing close, but
fa-
just
I
strange.
found it unpleasant, but I'm certainly not going to stop you reading through them.
All right, I'm gonna give him a skim.
Yeah, reading through them quickly. It's strange, mind-bending, almost insane ramblings. It would take significant study to glean more than you've already done.
All right,
Yeah, probably multiple days.
I'll just assess it as the ramblings of a madman, which is what it appears to be. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend the day, failing to make sense of this other book.
All right. Now you can make another Latin check for the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, sorry. It's gonna take you.
Yeah.
Even more days.
People called Romanus, they go the house. What? This makes no sense.
All right.
All right, with little else
is
to
there-
do, I will.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? It seems like you want to wait a week until you can try to heal at least once.
Well, we can't have someone with 1 HP enter a basement.
I mean, he is
I
on
mean,
4 HP.
yeah. I am on 4, but I don't want to slow stuff down unnecessarily, and I'm certainly not going to stick around waiting for full health. But I do feel like I would just
You're still wounded
spend
also,
the
aren't you?
week. Yeah, exactly. I would wait for the wounds to go.
Sure.
Like,
All right. So
as annoyed as Chad is at this whole being booted out of the window, and he is pissed off and wants to figure this out, but.
All right. Yeah, so we'll just fast forward the week then. So, Martin, you can heal up to full, and Chad, why don't you roll Constitution with an advantage, because of your facilities and aid.
Yes. I was having a look, because you add a bonus dice if you've had complete rest in a comfortable environment, and you add a bonus dice if you've received effective medical care.
Oh, sure. Yeah, then 2 bonus dice.
So do I. Splendid. Oh, I don't think I. Guess I'll technically give it a go. No. Because that works out as what, 29, 49, or 9, which
9 is much better. And I
indeed
guess
it
that would
is.
be an extreme success. Oh, no, it's 1
Hard.
off from extreme. It's just a hard
Yeah.
success.
Which is so annoying.
That is annoying.
Because an extreme success would be great. Yes. So I get. I get 1d3 because I miss out on the 2d3. Bloody hell.
Yep, so you heal 1d3.
Hey, that's something.
It's a lot of 3.
All right, I'm up to 7. Okay, yeah. So although I'm not 100%, I'm not going to wait around anymore. After that week's done and I've got rid of the wound, I will deal with the sort of just the minor, a few cuts and bruises still haven't quite gone, but that's fine.
Yeah,
And
Dr. Floyd,
weekend-
we've received a response from Mr. Knott.
Oh, good. What does
Which he
the?
passes you an envelope.
I will open it up with some combination of sort of trepidation and disgust.
Yeah, inside is a telegram that reads, Dr. Floyd, I'm terribly sorry to hear about your injury, and I'm so sorry that my investigation has led to this. I did not expect this investigation to be so dangerous. I expected it to be quite routine. But yes, don't worry. I will cover all your medical expenses. Signed, S. Knott.
Snot.
Splendid. Okay, I will. At some point over the week of recovery, I think I would have, or between us, we probably would have written a more complete overview of everything we've discovered thus far and sent it off to him, probably. So if we
Honestly,
haven't already done that, I would now do that.
if you hire 77-year-olds to investigate old decrepit buildings, I feel like a fall makes sense.
Yeah, I feel possibly the public liability insurance for that venture might be quite high, if not impossible to obtain. But yes.
Yeah. Over the course of the week, you managed to work out those confusing conjugations that you've been working on. And this book, The
Yes, of
Liber
course.
Ivonis, it's also called the Book of Ibon. And it's incomplete because of the rot and the worm eating. But it contains... So it contains a foreword that says that this book is supposedly the manuscript of a lost land called Hyperborea. And it includes rituals for different spells. One that's called the Emanation of Yoth, which requires the blood of a child. Then there's a spell called the Gifting of the Green Decay. And then there's a spell called the Papyrus of the Dark Wisdom. And these all require, like, time and esoteric components. But you can also take 2 sanity damage.
Oh, good.
Reduce your sanity by 2 and increase your Cthulhu mythos by 2 as well.
I'm just getting so wise at all of this Cthulhu stuff. I'm up to 6.
Nice.
I mean, I am going slightly mad, but,
It's breathtakingly
such is the
poor.
nature of Call of Cthulhu.
Terrible conversion efficiency, though. You have very limited stamina and a lot of skills to grow in. Anyway,
But, okay, yeah. Okay, this is all unnerving.
so if we've jumped a week and if we've got to this point, I imagine we would wake up feeling just absolutely incredibly spry, all things considered. And then we would sit down and chat. Really, all that's left is to go into the basement, right? Like, we know
I think
what's
so.
going on. And honestly, the reputation of that place is rightfully horrible. Like, we haven't gained any
Yes.
information that's particularly redemptive of its reputation.
No, I feel. Well, I still feel it's right, probably, that Mr. Knott foots the medical bill for all of this nonsense. But I also feel a little. Yes, I don't think his job is going to be completed to his satisfaction. But I agree with you completely. Something punted me out of that damn window, and I'm going to get to the
Oh,
bottom
there's
of
a
it.
bed. I saw it. The bed punted you out of the window. It must have been spring-loaded of some capacity. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
I
who?
think our
Why?
only direction would be to remove the body from the basement. Then, at the very least, any new residents don't have a corpse.
Well, that would certainly be a start. Yes, I definitely agree. Then to the, I think we must return to that accursed place. Yes.
Oh,
Now,
Dr. Floyd, I also found this the Bible. Were the two of you needing this? It was on my desk.
well, I'm
Yes. Thank you
in
very
the
much.
time meeting. I would have read it. I thought we already read it, but like I would have read it in my recuperation phase, if as opposed to sitting
Yeah,
around doing.
I think I kind of ascertained what it was, but didn't really read it in any detail. I think I was like, it's a Bible, and didn't pay too much attention. So,
Tim, do you
but
want me to
yeah,
roll
that is fair.
that?
What was that, Joel?
How would you like to manage me reading that?
Oh, yeah, sure. So it is just a normal Catholic Bible, including the Apocrypha. In the margins on both sides, she's written notes from different homilies and sermons. But at different sections, it gets like less and less coherent until she's just scribbling no, 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 and doom over the pages. But there's nothing of particular clarity. It's either notes or insane ramblings.
Beautiful. Anyway, clearly, this is a developed disorder. It takes time. In the Bible, you can see the development of this disorder. But still, I suppose removing the corpse from the basement and reporting our assessment that there's no clear source, and a recommendation of rebuilding the house, particularly with fire. But as for the reputation, I don't think we've particularly found any evidence for Mr. Knox, and if he's not satisfied with that, we would need his direction to proceed past this point, I believe.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, we can. I think we should gather a few supplies as well before we go back to the basement. I mean, we're obviously going to need some form
Do you
of
think potentially
shovel
like
pick.
a firearm seems a bit unreasonable, but well, something in me
Well,
feels like it might be, in fact, quite reasonable.
Well, since you mentioned it, there was a firearm I found in the house, so I was at the very least going to acquire some ammunition for it and make sure the first thing I did when we got there was collect that firearm. But I suppose we could go and find a.
Wait, you left that firearm in the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when we were very first looking around the house, I didn't really feel the need to walk off with a revolver in my pocket.
It's a bit of a hazard left behind. Any sort of vagrant might, I don't know, commit any level of harm with such a thing. But I
But
understand. The
it had
situation
no
was
ammunition with it.
it's not particularly supposed to be critical of you. Just right.
Well, this is America after all. I'm sure there's one in every street corner trash can, I believe.
Actually, that's a good point. Why don't we go? Just give me the trash then for one.
Yeah, I guess
As a senior citizen, I'm not
how
sure
how
that
how
corpse.
reasonable is it to go and just buy a firearm versus just buy? I feel like buying some ammunition in this time period shouldn't be a particularly difficult thing to achieve, but
Both are
buying a
extremely easy.
firearm, how straightforward is that? They are? Oh, okay.
Very easy.
I probably would just go and buy a gun then rather than rely on that one.
Yeah, same. We may as well. I don't see why I wouldn't also get a gun.
Yeah, there's
What
a
else am I gonna do?
specialized gun store just around the corner, of course.
Of course. It's a weapons thing. I mean, the amount of weapons is just absolutely boggling in terms
It
of how
says
complicated they can be. I'm
it's.
just going for a nice standard, uninteresting.
Oh, are you looking at the actual rules?
Yeah, but I'm going to give up very quickly and just go with the simple stuff.
How much is it? Because I'll also just get a simple thing then.
Sorry, are you guys going to the... What are you guys doing?
Purchasing firearms.
Yeah, I was sort of perusing a make believe catalog in the sense of trying to track
Okay.
down, because I know somewhere in the full rule book there's all these different weapons, but then I remembered there's like a lot of complicated rules about using them. So
All right, yeah, the firearm store is just a 5-minute walk away.
Okay, we walk over, and
Yeah, it's a small building, glass windows, firearms everywhere,
yes.
ammunition scattered about. It's got a bell on the door.
Oh, it's been ages. Well, Carpe DM, and I'll head over to the desk.
Oh, good day.
Good day,
What
sir.
you gentlemen looking for?
Well, for me personally, a handgun. Ideally, a minimal recoil, for obvious reasons. But other than that, I think your recommendation will suffice.
All right, and he reaches down into the desk and pulls out a revolver. Says, "Could I interest you in this weapon? This is a Smith and Wesson Model 10. It uses 38 ammunition. Packs quite a punch. It's a lot of police use this, detectives, a couple of gangsters as well."
Do you have Do you mind if I take it out back and give it a shot? I just want to see like these old hands even control such a thing.
Uh, the local constabulary don't really appreciate it when I use the firearms.
Well, I'll rely on your assessment. Is it popular with the elderly, or might they go for a smaller caliber?
Um, yes. I would recommend this for a younger man. Maybe you might like the Colt Detective Special. This is a
I like
sort of a
that.
snub-nosed version of the police positive version of the Colt. It's smaller, lighter, easier to load.
Mind if I give it a run? Not the old way, but take it apart, load it, etc.
Yeah. He like flips open the cylinder, make sure it's empty, flips it back, passes it over.
Yeah, I'll give it an old once over, and I suppose I'll be pleased since I'm the one who decides these things. But I don't have a gun in hand right now, so yeah, very good. How much would this take me?
$25 and $1 for a box of ammunition.
Well,
The Smith and Wesson Model 10 is going to be $30.
does this game encourage bartering? Let me see if there's any skills appropriate for such a thing.
Look, are you going to make a sale or not? You're taking up a lot of time.
But yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? 25, you say?
All right, plus $1, and that's a box of 100 bullets.
$26. No problem, I suppose. Here you are. Box of 100.
All right, and you, my young sir.
yes, did you you said you had a few .38s around the place.
Yeah, I've got the 38 Smith & Wesson Model 10, which I showed to your elderly friend here. I also have the Webley MK4. It's a reliable weapon. It was used by the British in World War One. I mean, the Great War.
Yes, I'll take the Smith and Wesson.
All right,
I'll
that'll
do
be
just fine.
$30.
Thank you.
So this is a point 22 short automatic. Is that what I have, Tim?
It is a 38 snub nose, whatever the closest thing to that in the rules. And it is a revolver.
I think the model
There's a-
PO8 Cougar is the closest. Cool.
All right.
Is that correct? 38. Is that closer to 45 or 32? It's closer to 32. So I'll go with the. Oh no, the
I mean,
Luger.
there's a 32 revolver.
No, but he said 38.
Just in case you're interested, that's the handgun section.
Yeah, but he
Wow,
said I
that's
have
a lot of
handguns.
handguns.
I have
Yeah.
the handguns in front of
Those
me.
are,
Yeah,
those are rifles.
I don't worry. I found something that's close enough. What I'm looking at is, so the 32 Tim is 1d8. The 45 is 1d10 plus 2. There is a 1d10, the model P08, but it doesn't say the caliber. So I'm just assuming that that's got to be in between because of
Well,
reasons.
All
a
right,
point 38
use
is
your best
1d10.
judgment.
I always
Yeah.
use my best judgment until I don't want to, in which case I use my worst judgment.
The main difference, to be honest, yeah, the point 38s are all 1d10. The only difference is whether it's a 6-shot or an 8-shot.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 8-shot somehow.
So sure, 8-shot, D10 damage.
Seems like this is not going to come up anyway.
Probably not. Do you have any handgun skill? Does Martin have any skill at using this?
Yeah. I have a 25.
Okay.
All right, well, you gentlemen have a nice day.
You as well.
And he goes back to polishing a gun with a rag, stripping it down, taking it apart.
So I click this. Does it just do it? It does. But that shows everything. No, it rolls. Nice.
All right, it's getting to about mid-morning. A dusty, hot day for this time of year.
All right.
Okay.
Off we go, shall we?
Yes, as before, I think a few surgical masks and gloves and such equipment. I think we should probably have a bit of.
And a rope, obviously.
Of course, absolutely, a rope, a few torches. I think.
Why not?
Any other supplies you think we should
I think a kerosene
collect on the way?
lantern.
Why not?
That just seems so fitting somehow.
Yeah, you can pick that up. It's just like $2 at the local hardware store.
Great. Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Tim really wants us to enter, so let's do that.
I mean, no, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, let's
You guys
do it.
can
Yeah,
talk to
grab
gun
some of
store
those
owners
things,
all
we'll head
day
to the
long.
house.
I don't mind.
I don't particularly want to be honest. I mean, we can go through that entire list if you want. I can ask if they've got absolutely everything in stock. But I don't think that's gonna be that much fun. I don't think I want a shotgun. Does he
Same.
have a 75 millimeter field gun available?
Look, let's go.
I
Let's
feel
go.
good.
Let's
Does he have a ship-mounted 5-inch rifle
Look,
stabilized?
I'm calling a cab, and I'm getting in the cab, and the cabbie is about to leave.
Sir, I have a 19 millimeter artillery piece in the back. Would you like to
Chad-
follow me?
Chadwick!
It's quite alright. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If I can't get M79 grenade launcher, I suppose I'll make.
Potsy pea shooter. And I'll head out, happy about my purchase. Get in the cab. Yeah, we'll head off.
All right. Where to, gentlemen?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Very good. And he peels away. What are the two of you doing at the Corbett house? You know that place is haunted, right?
Well, we're trying to unhaunt it, actually. It's been an investor who's,
What are
come
you,
to possess
priests?
it.
You don't look like priests to me.
Regular civilians. We were hoping that the old-fashioned ways might work yet again. Sanity and all.
As we
All right.
understand it, there was a priest involved before, but not the sort that would have helped with that anyway. So we'll give it our best shot.
Hi, Beth. Bye, Beth. I don't understand how I have a spending level and that's different from my cash. I do not understand that in this game. Why would
he like clutches a rosary to his chest. He's like, "Good luck to the two of you," and he pulls up to the curb. It's just down that way.
Much appreciated.
I don't know.
That'll be $1.
I
And you
pay
as
him $1 and a little bit of a tip. I'm going to have a quick look around. Is Mr. Julie around? The newspaper seller.
Yeah, he's on the corner, on his usual corner.
I'm going to wander up to him.
Oh, Mr. Floyd, welcome back.
Good morning, Mr. Julie. I don't suppose you noticed any other strange occurrences in the house, have you? We've found our interest has been strangely drawn and tied into that property this last week or so.
Well, about a week back, I heard some crashing of glass.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
But I'm not getting within 100 feet of that place.
I would say that's probably quite wise. Yes. I'm not entirely sure we've made the right decision, but damn it, it's been made now, so we're going to stick with it. But
You're looking rough. You're looking under the weather. What? Are you all right?
I'm much improved. I'm much improved. The smashing of glass may have had something to do. There may have been a slight causation with my injuries and that particular event.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. And doing better than the Macarios, right?
So far, yes. It's a strange thing to say, but I don't suppose if by any chance you do happen to hear any loud noises, lots of screaming, gunshots, anything of that nature, I don't suppose you'd be so kind as to phone Roxbury. I happen to know the um the head bod there anyway. And I certainly hope that. But the head physician is a friend of mine. I'm sure he'd be willing to help if it were required.
I'll tell you what. If the worst happens, I'll give the sanitarium a call.
Much obliged, Mr. Julie.
Good to have somebody watching our back.
Best of luck to you.
And you as well.
Yes, thank you. Well, I think possibly we'll keep hold of that luck if it's all the same to you, Martin.
Paper?
Why not, indeed?
All right, 5 cents.
I will give him a nickel. How much is a nickel? I don't know American money.
It's 5 cents. Yeah, nickel.
Nickel's 5 cents.
Oh, I was intending to give him more than that, so I've ended up undercutting myself.
Which I imagine is just a 10 pence or something. I don't know, British money.
Well, nickel on the dime is an expression which I know means 50%, so that must be true.
I did not know that meant 50%. I thought that was just a dumb thing people say.
Oh no, nickels on the dime means you're taking 50%.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. He tips his cap to you.
All right. Well, I suppose it's off to that unfortunate part of this adventure where we go to a scary place.
That gets good.
let's off ourselves.
The
And we head up.
house, yes, the house recesses into the shadows between those two office buildings. The curtains have all been drawn again, and the door is closed and locked.
Yep, we have the keys, so we will avail ourselves of those.
The locks all click open seamlessly.
Well, shall we?
Yes.
We enter.
I would. Yeah. First thing I would like to do is grab one of the something from the junk room and prop the door open.
All right. Yeah, there's like an old bicycle frame inside of the storage room.
That'll do.
Yeah, the door will not close. With that,
The second thing I would like to do is ensure my gun is loaded.
all right. Yeah. Yeah, the lights are on down the hallway. That rope ladder that you set up the previous week is still sitting there.
So, Chad, let's roughly make a bit of a plan. Maybe we should have done this in advance. Maybe we just enter the basement. Now, I've forgotten a shovel because of corpses and burials and whatever, but we enter the basement.
I did mention that we would grab tools of that nature, so we have
We have
got
a shovel. We enter
we've
the
got
basement.
shovel, crowbar, pick. I know it was included in crazy stuff, but when we were mentioning shopping, I specifically said about that stuff. So we have that
Right.
stuff.
So we have a shovel. We enter the basement and we identify the corpse. And even if crazy things happen, the priority, of course, is for us to get it alive. And the second priority, immediately after that, is to get the corpse out, because then we can tell Mr. Knott that we've achieved, the removal of the prior owner corpse, which we suspect might have been distressing to the prior residents.
Yes. It does now occur to me there is possibly one small flaw in this plan, that when we get out of the property, we're then left standing on the sidewalk with a corpse.
Somehow that it seems like a problem we can solve at that point.
Okay.
I actually have purchased extra kerosene and a lantern with kerosene, and well, I expect it to be desiccated and hence flammable.
Well, we'll call that Plan B.
Excellent. I will, with that memory item, light my kerosene lantern and carry that along with me. That just makes good sense.
All right. It brightens up the already reasonably bright space.
Well, who should do the honors? I mean, turns out both of us are quite apt at injury, but I would argue that I'm frail.
Yeah, no, I'll head down I'll head down this ladder.
I
Yeah.
will directly cover your back as much as I can, my good Chadwick.
With the rope ladder set up, it's easy enough to descend the stairs, having good handholds. At the bottom is a small space dug out of the earth. The walls are all lined with old boards, and there's a variety of junk scattered about the ground. Old rusty nails, tools, an aluminum, possibly tin garbage lid.
Click on a torch. Nothing down here so far, old chap.
If you got a light, I can pass the lantern down as well if you like.
Yes, I can
Pass
take that.
lantern.
All right. There is, with the light, you can see there is a pull cord with an electric light bulb on the ceiling.
I'll try turning that on.
It doesn't turn on.
Oh well. The lights seem to be out down here, but I won't worry too much. I will make a cursory glance at the light bulb whilst Martin's climbing down, just to see if it looks a sort of boring, old-fashioned, burnt-through light bulb.
No,
But as soon as
looks-
Martin's down, we can.
It
head
looks
off.
perfectly serviceable.
Yes.
Strange.
I have noticed that burn bulbs do tend to look serviceable, however. But I'll arrive at the base of the stairs, and here we are with our dimly lit lantern and stuff, which we go about exploring, looking for a corpse.
All right, roll spot hidden.
Whew. Skills. Spot, I think.
I really
starts
hope my rolls start to improve soon.
There you go. We haven't had a terribly large number of successes so far.
Behind the far wall,
No.
you hear chirping sounds, chirping and squeaking, and like rustling.
Seems strange, but based on the geography of the house outside that we know of, this is a basement. We expect this to be underground, right? Or do we expect this to have a bit of an outdoor space?
Yeah, it's a basement. Seems to be
But
about
no window.
half the size of the house above, so it's significantly smaller.
Yeah.
But no windows or anything.
It's a basement underground.
Well, that's most unusual sound. I'm going to head over to the wall that I can hear the sounds behind.
No, yeah, it's just boards nailed up against like an earthen wall.
But that's promising, I would say. Earthen wall, boards.
Certainly pull a few of these off. Yeah, I'll get a crowbar handy and just lever some of the boards off and just see if there's anything behind.
Yep, the boards come away easily enough. And behind that wall, there is like a mass of rats, and they come scurrying out towards you.
I'm gonna hop
Smack 'em.
back.
Smack with a shovel.
All right, yeah. Chad hops back. You hit them with the shovel, and they like swerve around you two and start rushing into holes and away and through the upstairs until the nest is vacated. And there's like a hollow space where the nest was, and there's another layer of boards behind that.
Well,
This is like under a
I suppose
wall,
it is.
right? Like this is giving tunnel vibes, or
It's only a space like a foot and a half wide. But behind the boards that you've pried off, there's this empty space that's like this wide, this deep, and then there's another wall of boards.
well, Chad, around round two, maybe there's another nest of rats.
Possibly. There's nothing in this space. He's not buried in this cavity, is he?
It's way too
Wow.
small for that. It's like barely enough for you to step into.
Right. Yeah, I will lever off the next layer of boards.
As
Cautiously couple
as
a
Chad is
couple
doing
to start
that,
with it.
sorry, as Chad is doing that, Martin, you smell an intense, sharp scent of old rotted strawberries.
Do you smell that?
What's it smell of?
And it comes
Oh,
wafting
what?
towards you as well, Chad. The smell of old rotten strawberries.
That was the most unpleasant smell that I noticed up in that upstairs room. That was it lingered there before, and then it noticed it particularly when I thrown out that window. I'm gonna get a hand on my revolver.
Yeah. Well, watch out for the furniture then, and I'll also.
You hear
take
a
it
slight
over.
crash as the garbage pail lid flips over, and up from the ground rises this old knife with a wooden handle covered in a thick layer of rust. And everybody can do dexterity for initiative.
Yeah, because we're so good with that.
Well, it just goes in dexterity order, so
No, I do understand that's the rules. I'm just, upset with my dexterity levels.
yeah, we just all right, so you've got a 50, you've got a 20. All right, so Chad is up first. So yeah, you see this dagger like rise up into the air.
Would it be possible for me to get that aluminium bin lid and try and like sort of push that on top of the knife to like push it back down to the ground again?
Yeah, roll brawl with an advantage die.
Oh, excellent. Oh, there, yeah. I was looking at some. So I guess the 38 is the. Oh, but 31 still beats.
So he got a hard success. You got a regular success. So it manages to like slip out of your grasp, but you almost had it. And then the dagger is going to try to like slip into your just slip through your clothes and get at your succulent flesh. So you can either try to brawl this thing and grab hold of it or dodge.
I think. I think I'm I think I'm gonna try and brawl with this thing. I've still got the bin lid in my hand, I think, so I'm gonna sort of make that part of it and try and bat the thing away. Yeah, I will brawl this to try and.
Okay. You've got a hard success. I got a regular success. So yeah, you managed to get a hand on it, but like squished up between your hand and the lid.
Great, yeah. Sort of holding it in place at the moment.
You won't take any damage. And yeah, you successfully grappled it. Martin.
Since it's been grappled, I'm just gonna try and brand it with the shovel. It feels like firearms are a stupid way to go against a. They say don't take a knife to a gunfight, but somehow I feel like shooting a knife is stupid, so I'm gonna hit it with a shovel. Brawl.
Yeah. All right. Roll luck.
Just to see whether you brain me by accident.
Yeah, you smack into Chad's fingers and you deal him 1 point of damage as he opens up a little gash in your hand.
Bloody hell.
I'm so sorry about that. I mean, look, I think about it this way. At least I didn't fire at you. I mean, it could have been on the table.
Yeah, Chad, it's your turn. But you've got this thing grappled at the moment.
Okay.
But it's like desperately fighting to try to wrench out of your grasp.
I'm going to. You said it's like mostly stone and wood stuff down here. I'm going to have a quick look around. Is there anything that's sort of hard enough that it looks like I might be able to embed it in, or sort of like try and jab it in such a way that I can try and twist or break this blade?
There's the wooden boards.
Rock or a hard wooden board's probably the best bet, I guess. Yeah, I'll try and just get it buried in some of them. Again, I would just be using strength for this one. I would just be brawling the thing
strength.
Is it still brawl or just strength?
I think strength.
My strength is a lot. Okay, because my strength is a lot better than my brawl. So.
Well, now.
It rolled a hard success. You rolled a regular. So.
Yeah. Damn.
So you
I
will not
guess
succeed.
it breaks out of the grapple, I guess.
I don't think it would break out. But yeah, you don't succeed in like impaling it into the wood.
Okay.
All right, and then on its turn, it's going to try to wrench itself free from your grasp. So roll strength. Yeah, and it wrenches itself out of your grasp and flies like a foot away.
That's 90 strength. Well, since it's a foot away, I'm going to try and brain it with a shovel again. That seems reasonable.
All right, roll brawl.
That roll? No. Okay.
All right, it deftly weaves out of your way. Deftly weaves itself away from your grasp. Chad.
I'm going to combination of frustration and annoyance at this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna grab either the aluminium bin lid or maybe a piece of like sturdy, a bit of sturdy wood that's come away from one of these boards that we've been breaking off. I'm gonna do much the same thing. I'm just gonna try and smack this thing. I'm not going for the baseball bat swing so much as like the jab, just the small end of this rod. I'm just gonna try and smack it as hard as I can with this
All right, roll brawl
bit
with
of
one
wood.
advantage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
So
yeah.
still a
Nice.
failure.
Yeah.
All right, the blade
Wow, these
flies
rolls are
towards Martin, and it's going to try to
terrible.
stab into your venerable chest.
Entirely reasonable.
So yeah, you can roll brawl or dodge to avoid this.
Dodge is the best, I think, in the count. That it's well, I have a 0 in dodge. That can't possibly be good. I'll be having to roll.
Got a regular success, you got a failure. So yeah, the blade nicks you, and you take 5 points of damage.
Yeah, getting destroyed by this knife.
And that scent of strawberries is continuing to intensify.
Never read anything about a knife doing this.
I'm absolutely bugger all about this thing. Just
It's my turn, right?
Okay, so you do have a major wound, but you're okay for now. Martin.
yes, of course, because 5 is yeah.
Uh, well, look, I've got a firearm. I'm a fire. Seems reasonable. You can't really push yourself in combat, if I recall right. So
Yeah, bang! And
Can I
there's a
attempt-
flash of light and a deafening noise in this tiny space. But the
can I
bullet
also
ricochets
attempt to
wide.
flee, well, it's a rope ladder. There's no way I'm gonna be climbing out. It's crazy talk. So
I think you can't like move and act.
no, probably not.
So like next round you can flee. All right, Chad. This
Okay,
blade is wet with your friend's blood.
Yeah, is ringing and just sort of that flash in my face. I'm just gonna go for it again. I'm just gonna try and smash this thing with this wooden post, either to get it stuck in there or just to hit it. Just in desperation.
Well, no,
Finally,
it's a roll.
that is a roll.
Yeah, you connect the blade with this wooden post, and it digs deeply into the wood. And that smell of strawberry starts to fade.
Okay. It's just buried in there, and it just seems to be
Yeah, and it stops trying to wrench its
moving.
way out of your hands.
Okay. I just breathing a little bit.
All right, both of you roll sanity.
That's Ali's.
So Chad, you're gonna lose 4 points of sanity. Martin, you lose 1.
Nice.
Yeah, is still ringing. Sort of the first thing. I think there's a moment of trying to talk and just seeing each other's mouths moving, and then ringing sort of subsides and just like, oh yeah, maybe this. What the hell are we gonna get this corpse out of here if there's
Well, I mean, we can look at it this way. How many flying knives could there be in one house, you know?
How many flying everythings could there be in one house trying to this thing? I mean, look at you. You're cut wide open. I'm barely here. It took us everything just to get rid of. Okay, next time we smell
What do you want to
strawberries,
do?
we're
We
done.
run?
I'm
Next strawberries we run. How about that?
okay. Yeah. Just throw the
Well,
kerosene on the ground
light her up.
we're out of here.
What if we could threaten old haunted houses with mutually assured destruction, you know? Splash the kerosene around and say, oh, you've got to dehauntify yourself or I'll light this place. Something like that.
I don't think this place is going to be scared by us.
Essentially, no.
Well,
Anyway,
that's okay. Let's
well, what we've really
let's get
got
these.
is the little tunnel thing, right? That's all we've really come out with. So, well, I
Yeah.
suppose we gotta knock the rest of that out and see what we find.
I suppose if I find Corbett on the other end of this and he's responsible for throwing me out this window and stabbing you, I suppose that'll be something at least. I don't know what state he's in, but I think he'll be in a worse state when I'm finished with him. Bad bastard, whatever this is. And yeah, I'm gonna
There we go.
keep pulling off some more of the boards on that tunnel that we were heading through.
Yeah, it opens up into another empty space about the same size as the one you were previously in. And there's a table on one side, and on the other is an old, rotting wooden pallet. And lying upon it is an old body with a figure about 6 feet tall, skinny, naked. He's got gigantic saucer-sized eyes. His skin is starting to pull taut and sallow, and his gums are retreating, so it looks like he's got a mouthful of long fangs. His hair is all rotted and fallen away, and in this room is the sharp scent of sweet strawberries.
Well, that's it. We run strawberries and all.
There's old rotting papers on the desk in the corner.
Seems quiet for the. Are we still trying to get this thing out of here? There's.
Oh.
You know, and would you grab papers and just burn this thing and go?
This seems entirely reasonable. Hey, so I'll splash the kerosene and chuck a match, and you grab the papers and run.
Sounds. Yeah, I will cautiously make my way, and eyes on a swivel, particularly looking at this figure that's over there. But I'm going to start heading over towards the papers.
Yeah,
I've got my bonus pint splashing kerosene everywhere.
The smell of kerosene starts to fill the room. On the desk is two papers that look so old and frail they would fall apart if you pick them up, but written upon them is some sort of horoscope, like you might see in the paper, but with strange geometric designs.
I'm curious. Do I recognize any of these designs from my reading of the journal and the madness that was in that?
You would need time, but very possibly.
Look, it's kerosene's there, but nothing else is happening in this room. Where is it? I mean, we hope that fire helps, but It must do. Let me know the second anything moves, but I'm just gonna know what this madness is.
You hear a
I don't know
creak,
why, but
and the intense scent of strawberries comes once again.
okay, I'm heading to the door.
And as you turn, you see upon the pallet, Corbett has sat up from his pallet, and he's locked eyes on the dagger in the wood that you're carrying. Make a sanity check. Make an intelligence check, as the implications of what is going on are running through your mind. And the full intensity and the implications of what has just happened are racking your brain. Roll a d10 for your bout of madness.
Yay! Ooh.
Roll a d6.
Another 2.
As soon as that creak is done, you hear a sudden ringing in your ears, and the entire world goes silent.
I'm just yelling for him to get out of there, but I
But
imagine
you can hear nothing. And Walter Corbett's corpse starts rising from the pallet. And we're going to go in dexterity order. So, Chad, you are first.
Okay. I am going to. I think just in the panic of wanting to be done with this and just I'm just gonna try and sort of charge this thing and try and smash it with the wooden post and just try and knock it back, and then sort of I just gonna try and sort of charge it and just try and knock it back with this post as best I can. And I'm not keeping hold of it. I'm like just charging into it, but then I'm getting rid of the knife and the wood, and I'm just leaving it on this pyre. I'm not.
All right, roll
This
brawl.
isn't a weapon I'm keeping hold of. Well, that hasn't gone well.
He manages to dodge deftly out of your way. But as the wood tumbles over, roll luck. Hard luck. Yeah, the wood just tumbles over his body and lands in a heap behind him.
Okay.
It's his turn. He clambers towards you with his long, gangly limbs, and he's going to try to rake out at you with his claws.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and. I'm going to try and just dodge out the way and get away and backwards away from him.
All right. So he got a hard success, you got a regular success.
Yeah.
So he rakes you with his claws. His fingernails have elongated out into these horrific claws. And You take 4 points of damage.
Ouch. Okay. And if I can as a free thing in all of this, despite being deafened or the world being silent or whatever's causing it, I'm just gonna bellow at a ridiculous volume for the room we're in, to just shoot it.
All right, Martin.
Just bellowing to shoot it.
I've been ordered to shoot it, and that seems entirely reasonable. So with this beautifully drawn handgun, I'll fire. I can't push that. That is not that like it's a 99. It's misfire whatever thing.
All right. Yeah, Chad. It just whizzes right by your ear. And Chad, it's your turn.
Wait,
I am going to. I'm gonna. What I would really like to do is try and push this thing away and then run away back from it, but I can't quite remember. You can't really try to remember how sort of the withdrawal thing works, because I mean I guess ultimately it probably comes down to just a dodge. I think probably, doesn't it? I think mechanically it's just a dodge, even though thematically I'm going to be
If
trying
you're
to
just
shove
running
him back,
away,
pretty sure.
I don't think there's like attacks of opportunity, right? So I think you could just run.
Yeah. Is there a way of me backing up and shooting at it?
I think you just do one or the other. Like you can stand and shoot or back
Yeah,
up.
that's the thing.
I believe that's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try and back away.
All right. All right. It is the creature's turn. It slinks forward up to Martin. All right, Martin. And that smell of sweet strawberries comes with it, sickening you.
It turns out I can also just back away, which I will do.
All right, Chad.
I thought. Okay, yeah. I want to just in panic just unload 3 rounds from my revolver.
I can do that.
If that makes. Yeah, there's a penalty die to the shot for doing the 3, but yeah. So this probably isn't going to go that well, but I'm sort of just partly in panic, just.
No, I mean, no,
Bang, bang,
like
bang, bang.
situationally, that's a reasonable thing to do. I just didn't know mechanically that was a possible thing to do.
There's not really much point in me rolling the penalty, is there?
No.
Because a penalty ain't going to make that better.
Yeah. The
Okay.
3 shots go wide, but you fire in eerie silence.
Technically, you can roll. You roll for each shot. It's just there's the penalty to each shot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then roll for the other 2.
Oh,
Hey, but
I just have to succeed. Oh, that works.
okay, so it turns into a 16. So
Actually,
it's still not an extreme success, right? Is it? It's just
regular success, but you cannot dodge firearms.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I get 1 in. Yeah, I just wildly firing off. Everyone else getting deafened, but
isn't
not
that
bothering me.
1d10? 1d10 plus 2, isn't
Roll
it?
your
'Cause
damage.
yours is bigger caliber than mine, isn't it?
I think I went for the 38, so I think it's just 1d10.
It slams into his flesh, and Martin, you hear a sound like metal into concrete, and flowing forth from the wound comes more of that sweet smell, and also this indescribable light. It's like light in a color and spectrum that you've never seen before, and it makes your eyes dance.
Reasonable.
All right. He walks up to both of you with his odd gait. And Martin.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to. Well, he can only hit one of us, and he's going to hit you. So if I stay, one of us gets hit either way. So and then next turn he'll be at me. Does it change now? I may as well just fire because it's gonna hit one of us either way. So it's not statistically significant to do it a different way. Critical success on the handgun firing.
That's good.
I mean, he's just walked right up to me. That seems quite.
All right, roll your damage.
I already did. It's right there.
Where?
It's right there. Damage 2, extreme damage 10. Oh, did it not roll? I thought it would have rolled because.
How do crits work? Do you do the full 12? Oh, it's an extreme success, so it's maximum plus a roll. So it's 12 points of damage.
Yeah, because I rolled it too,
Yeah,
so it's 12 points of damage.
It batters through his flesh, catching him right in the head, and unlike last time, it's the sound of bullet into like dry, papery flesh, and bits of dried brain matter go splattering. But he's still lumbering towards you. Chad.
Right, seeing. Oh,
We've already dealt 17 points of damage. I'm sure a little more can't hurt.
Yeah. I don't. I'm trying to work out how in control Chad is at the moment. Whether I'm going to try and take a. I think seeing that, I'm going to try and replicate that, and I'm going to try and just make one shot, and I'm sort of. I'm going to
Whatever. Yeah.
try and aim for the same spot. In reality, I'm not doing anything mechanically, but I'm aiming to try and replicate this hit.
Is there an advantage for hard success with firearms? Tempted to just
Probably
spin.
not.
That's 1d10 still, right? So probably.
Yeah, it blows through that hole and directly out through the other side, and Walter's eyes go wide, and he starts to fall backwards, and that strange light you've never seen before starts spilling out of all of his orifices and the holes that you've made, and his body starts to disintegrate into dust.
Well, that did not know firearms were so effective against curses.
Martin, roll sanity.
You know what, Tim? I will.
Okay. Roll intelligence. Yeah. In the heat of the moment, the true implications of what's going on here don't really reach into your psyche. But you're both gonna lose. Chad, you're gonna lose 6 points of sanity. Joel, you're gonna lose 4 points of sanity. But after cleansing the world of this abomination, you both regain 5 points of sanity.
Ah, it's not so bad. Can I hear again, or am I still in this deafened, eerie world of no sound?
You're still deafened for the time being. But after about a minute, it starts to wear off, and the sounds of this old creaking house start to worm their way back into your ears. By now, Corbett's body is fully dissolved into dust.
I imagine for the first for a bit of that time there was probably some miming and like I'm not going to try and have said anything, but I will have tried and mimed to this thing. So Martin probably just sees Chad like doing this seemingly inexplicable miming and not talking, just sort of trying to gesture at what this thing is.
It's a corpse. It's we'll just burn it with fire. We'll take it out and burn it with fire.
Can you still hear? I can't hear.
Yeah, I've been able
What?
to hear. I could hear the whole time.
What?
I can hear just fine. I ears are good.
Why am I
Corpse
not?
out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
by
You
this point,
wasn't
your
talking.
hearing is starting to fade back in.
Okay, okay. I sort of heard. I can hear that I was. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I saw that thing and I couldn't hear, and he was just trying to shoot it. So just are we burning this place? And
I don't. We'd have to burn the house anymore. I think we just burn the corpse outside and let Mr. Schnott know.
yeah. What the hell was that? Was was that Corbett? It can't have been.
Really doesn't matter.
Can't have been Corbett. In my curiosity and quest for answers, I'm still going to walk over to the papers and spend a couple of minutes trying to see if I can figure out anything from them. I'm not going to spend any more than a couple of minutes at it, but I am just going to, spend a couple of minutes just looking over them and seeing if I can make sense of anything.
It would take time in like comparison to Corbett's other notes, but you could probably interpret these.
Okay.
Already the
I will
smell.
get out.
Already that foul smell is starting to fade.
Okay. I will pull out some of the other notes and just start seeing. I'll probably like give myself. I'll give myself like 10 minutes. If I'm not really making any meaningful progress in 10 minutes, then I'm going to just call it quits with this. But if I'm not expected to have solved it in 10 minutes. But if in 10 minutes of looking at this, I start to feel like I'm making some progress with this, or less time, sort of.
Yeah. Roll intelligence. Yeah, it's some kind of arcane future prediction in regards to the Chapel of Contemplation. But it would take more time to learn more specifics.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna turn to Martin. I know it seems madness to stay here after everything that's happened. I don't know. I feel like I want to know why some of this happened. There's people dead, people have gone mad. We nearly died here. It feels like this is something to do with something that's going to happen, or that was going to happen 10 years ago to the church. If it's madness, then we can go. I feel like I just need to understand this.
Understandable.
You
Look, I
jot
mean,
in the
this is
journal?
not a sane event to happen. So painful as it is to admit that, I don't see a good conclusion here except burn the corpse, back ourselves out of the situation, and live out the remaining days in peace and harmony with nature, such that we don't end up like that abomination.
Yes, yeah. I do. Even if you don't give me a hat, do you mind if I just spend a few minutes or a lot? I feel like I.
Yeah, I know. I'll help.
So yeah, I will sit down with the notes and I'm gonna see if I can make sense of any of this stuff.
I'll provide aid. Do you want me to? Is aid a thing in this?
So what are you trying to figure out from the notes?
I guess particularly I'm trying to figure out if this prediction is what we know has already happened, or if this is something that's going to happen in the future,
Uh, the
especially if it's
dates.
something that's going to cause us any concern.
The dates.
When I say by the future, what I mean is if it seems like the prediction is a firefight or the building burning down, I'm going to be like, okay, whatever, sure. If
Yeah.
it's something other than that, then I'm sort of trying to take more notes and try and figure out what it might be getting at.
Yeah, it doesn't really give a specific prediction, but it is a prediction that has yet to happen, and it's predicting that some big event for which Corbett will be necessary is going to be happening with the church in the near future from today's date.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't get anything more specific than that. It would take more context.
Oh. At least maybe getting rid of Corbett has put a stop to whatever this is. Maybe I'm just telling myself this. Maybe this was all meaningless. I don't know. But
Look, there's got to be. Look. If 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 this sort of, I don't know, like sort of fictional context is part of the reality, then there must be other people well equipped to handle it. I mean, it couldn't possibly have gone for millennia without their developing some sort of, I don't know, like organizational structure, much like the universities or something regarding science. So we can't possibly have any responsibility for thwarting future evils of the cosmos when we happenstance end up in a situation to interact with it. It's absurd, you know.
I suppose just I feel like we were the ones that were here. But still,
We report it to the correct authorities, make a log of it, report it to Not or whatever, and hope that whoever's job it is to monitor such things does their job.
Yes, I hope you're right. Should we get Corbett onto the? I don't feel quite
Either
so
way,
badly
I only
about
have
just
like 5 or
burning
10
this
years
thing.
left on this planet, so
Yeah, I will. Sort of very reluctantly and unhappily, sort of trying to pull. I'm trying to pull Corbett up and get him out of the building whilst touching him as little as possible.
Yeah, as you grasp his flesh is just like decaying into dust and flowing through your fingers until he's nothing but a pile of ash on the ground.
Okay. Well, I suppose nothing else for it then. We can go and tell Not about this and
all right.
You
Put
hear
him
a
in the bin.
knock, knock, knock on the door, the front door.
I will take out my gun and load it. reloaded.
That's a good point. Yeah, I will reload my gun as well. I will go and could be our Mr. Julie.
Announce yourself.
Floyd, are you all right? I heard gunshots.
Mr. Julie. I'm relieved to say there's no need to call the sanatorium today. We're okay, I think.
Oh, good to hear.
I will open the door.
Oh, and he looks relieved. Points to the blood on your chest. You all right?
No,
We're it might take a bit, but I think the worst of this place is behind us. There was, I'll spare you the detail. There was some sort of monster in the basement, but
and he crosses himself. He's like, "Please, no more. Now that I know you're all right," and he starts backing away.
Yes, it's well. You can know the place has been made safe. Now it's darkness has left this place at least. Well, once we're outside the building, I will just turn to Martin and just do a bit of first aid on the two of us to patch up the worst of the bleeding and the blood that's soaking through and all the rest of it.
You stop up the blood easily enough with the supplies you brought. Yeah, the night is the day is getting late. It's starting to turn to dusk.
Well, back for some more medicinal brandy at the practice and finish banding ourselves up and right off to Mr. Knott then, is it?
Right. Well, okay, maybe about this. I'll write up a report, I suppose, and then you can do the second write-up, and we'll mail it off to him and telegraph him about the final reports in the mail. And yeah, that about wraps up our employ. Take the remainder of the week off. It's reasonable.
Yes. I think I've got quite a few patients that are rather overdue my attention.
At least one more. I have a knife, and a knife went into me.
Well, yes, of course. We'll hire another.
I'm working good, lad. I understand you see a lot of people who've got knives in them and like various locations. But this is a first for me. I actually feel a little bit faint myself about it.
Well, as I said, the first priority is for us to get back to the practice and get ourselves patched up.
Yeah, wrap me up in that there coat. I think that if a cabbie has us go with him again, he'll, I don't know, bill us several times more than it's worth because his seats will be covered in blood.
Yeah, there's a cabbie just around the bend.
I've mostly stopped the worst of it. You're not dripping.
You're not dripping. Look, I mean, I understand I'm a blood sack, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I want attention drawn to that. I prefer my blood to stay entirely inside and not to be a cause of meditation or consternation.
Well, hail the cabin. Could you take us back to the? I can't remember what address I made up for the surgery, but that address that I made up before, something Boylston Street, I think.
The Floyd surgery. Yeah, very good. And he pulls off. Takes a few minutes. You two doing all right back there?
Well, adequately. Thank you for your concern. Had a bit of a run-in with a sharp stone lying on the ground.
Yeah, yes, a little light from the blood loss, possibly, but we'll be okay.
I've been hearing down the grapevine that people keep getting hauled over to the Floyd surgery, all bloodied and covered in ash, and
it's just such a damn fine place to get patched up, don't you know?
Excellent medical service.
So I've heard. And he pulls up to the curb. All right, you two have a good night now.
You as well.
Much obliged.
Seniors discount.
That'll be $1, please.
Yeah, good lad. I'll give him like I don't know, like 120, $1.25 or whatever.
Thank you kindly, sir. And you have a good night, you hear?
You as well.
Head on inside.
Oh, Dr. Floyd. Not again?
I think this will be the last one. Don't worry. We've dealt with the ridiculous situation that was causing all of this. I'll explain it to you some other time when I've explained it to myself. But I promise not again. But if you would be so kind, I'll get the brandy if you could get the thread.
Yeah, and she like opens up and looks at the wound. And were you mauled by a bobcat?
No, just the kitchen appliance.
Yeah, and she sews you up and tends to your wound, stops the bleeding, adding to the stitch work of wounds all over your body.
Yeah.
So, are you finally done with this strange assignment?
I certainly hope so. If anything else comes up, it will not be of my doing. I can promise you that.
All right, would you like me to send a telegram to Mr. Knott?
In the morning, he can wait.
All right, very good. Yeah, and she stitches you up, cleans the implements, brings out the brandy.
Yeah, I will. Apologies, it's been quite the week. My best bottles seem to have become rather vacant over the course of this week. We're going to have to make do with this slightly more inferior blended malt. I do apologize.
Yes, well,
To prove the point, I'll pour very generous glasses.
at least there's something. At least there's some reward at the end of this journey. I don't think the financial repercussions are especially, worth it.
No, indeed not. Although Mr. Knott did offer to cover the medical expenses, so well, we might not be able to bill him for the brandy, but opioids have always been part of medical practice, so little
Yes, I've always
nightcap.
suspected the doctors have taken advantage of that status quo.
So yeah, I will offer a syringe of morphine and a large glass of brandy as a nightcap. And
Naturally so.
the 1920s, it's exactly what you need after losing a substantial amount of blood.
All right, yeah, and yeah, the night ends in a strange rush of ecstasy with the alcohol and the opiates. The next morning, the next morning, Audrey sends off a telegram, and after a few days of convalescence, a knock comes at the door of a Mr. S. Knott, and Audrey lets him in.
I'll show him in. Yeah. Ah, good day, sir.
Oh, Mr. Floyd, Mr. Lloyd, you look terrible.
It's been a rough couple weeks, actually.
Yes, I feel terrible. I don't think I've had particularly good sleep unless I've dosed myself up on something. To be honest, I think
I've experienced my first.
I definitely have like dark bags under the eyes, and yeah.
So I received your telegram, and I've had my barrister inspect the house, and he's told me that everything there has been more than satisfactory. So I've come to settle my account with the two of you. How does $150 for each of you sound?
Yeah, I think that'll about cover.
I know it took a lot longer than I made it seem in the first place, and I'm so terribly sorry for your injuries. I hope they won't deal you any lasting damage. I did not expect this job to be quite so dangerous.
Likewise.
Do I believe him?
Well, last time I didn't. This time I just choose to believe him.
Yeah, to be fair, I will go along with that.
I've
As
decided.
fun as it is to do a final roll.
I've decided to demolish the house and set the land up for development, and
Well, that
I've
would have been.
sold the land for
I
a
think-
pretty penny. And based on what you've said so
Probably
far,
for the best.
please don't tell me anything more about what you've been through. I don't think my heart could handle it.
I think it is for the best though. The house be demolished. I think this occasion easiest to.
Yes, actually, I mean, at the end there, we were not exactly opposed to, the house's removal from the annals of history, as it were.
All right. So he
Might I suggest
hands you
incinerating?
both out a check for $150. Says, "Well, thank the both of you, and I believe our business is concluded." And he offers you both a handshake.
I will shake his hand.
I'll also return. And
Show him out the door.
And
Yeah.
so ends the haunting.
all right. What a strange way to end.